Hello.
Hello.
And welcome to Pyjama Time with Lauren and David. Oh, I love you in these pyjamas so much, especially because you've got a bit of dinner down them. Dinner, Batman. Oh, you seem sad.
No. I'm sad I spilled dinner on me.
Don't be sad.
Because I've only just put them on.
So today we thought we would do, I'll be honest, I'll level with you. No, we did plan to do this, didn't we? We planned to do this.
We wanted this too.
Yeah. So David and I went with my mother, my father, my sister and my brother,
And a bucket of
in-law to be, to go and watch Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them on Sunday. And we bloody loved it.
It was awesome.
It was amazing. We all really enjoyed it as well, didn't we? And there's varying levels of Harry Potter.
Yes. Even your mother.
Harry Potter, people that like Harry
Super
Potter.
fans.
Super fans, and people like my mum who
Noobs.
just don't really care. And also you who sort of like quite new to it.
Yeah, like I don't. Yeah, there's
doesn't
lots of
care.
things I don't know about.
Yeah.
I'm very.
But we all really, really enjoyed
It was
it.
excellent. I would probably go as far as to say I prefer that to all of the Harry Potter films.
I've got to say, it's very, it's really good. So just before we start chortling about it, chatting about it, there's going to be spoiler galore in here, and we probably won't be saying, oh, spoiler, when it's happening, because we're just going to be chatting about
Harry
it.
Potter's in it. No, he's
Harry
not.
Potter's not in it. Imagine if he was. No,
Just walking in the background.
There's no Harry Potter in it. But it's going to be Spoiler City, so if you haven't seen it or if you don't want to know, then take yourself away.
Go away.
Get out of town!
Push that button up there.
What's that one?
That'll be the back button. If you're watching it on the internet.
Back.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is. The
Do
back
people
button.
use the back button?
Yeah. On the PC they do.
On the old PC. On the old Amiga.
Yeah. Or obviously, or if you're on a phone, swipe that way.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to be talking about here. We're going to be talking about our favourite characters, parts of the film we like. But we'll start with like a. I'm going to put my legs up here. Do you mind? It's comfy. I'm a bit hot as well. Would you mind if I went to turn the heating off?
No, that's fine. Now it's hot.
So if we start talking about the plot and the synopsis, so basically I tried to avoid any synopsis or plot, which is very unlike me.
It is very
Normally,
unlike
I like a spoiler.
Everything. You like to know spoilers.
Yeah, I really like spoilers, but I really tried to avoid it so that I could go in completely not knowing anything. I had read Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, but that is absolutely no
just
plot
describes the beasts, doesn't it?
Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them is a book.
It.
Yeah, my dad's got it. You can borrow it off of him. Ask him.
I will do.
You're very good mates with him.
He's alright.
That's a book that is about. It's just basically like an encyclopedia, but very small, of different entries to do with Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. And it's written by someone called Newt Scamander. Like that. That is basically it. There's no plot in there or anything.
Just so JK's done very well.
Oh, that is her job.
So
we basically, in the film, you follow Newt Scamander, who's come over to America, to New York, in the, it's like the 20s, it's about the 20s, and is planning on releasing and I've forgotten the name of that big creature, like a 3-winged massive eagle.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
He did say it, but I've forgotten it. Into Arizona, and he's come over to do that.
Although that's not what he told.
He tells people he's there to get a birthday present. He's there to buy someone a birthday present.
So he was fibbing.
Yeah. Then he goes to the bank because his little niffler escapes.
Little niffler.
You were keen on him,
weren't
like
you? He's like a little mole and a little platypus.
Little niffler who really loves gold. And
shiny things, doesn't he?
Gets out of his suitcase because his suitcase got a broken catch on it, and gets into the bank. Then when he's at the bank, there is a protest going on outside, run by a creepy woman and her children, who aren't her actual children. I think they're adopted children, against witches and wizards, and it links in with the Salem witch trials of that time, which I thought was a very clever little link.
It was a very good link.
So when he gets into the bank, he meets Jacob Kowalski, who is both of one of our favourite characters, who is a non-magic person. They're called no-mages in America, which when I heard about it, I remember Ryan telling me that they were going to be called no-mages, and I was I don't know if I like that, but in the film it
actually really
it flows
suited,
very well, and it really and I like
Americans. If any of you American people are watching who are American, are you happy that you got your own little name for them, or would you? Well, no. What?
I didn't expect you to be so interactive. Excuse me, welcome to David from David and the Book.
Well, it's about time. I'm just giving the public what they want. Just giving the public. Well, yeah, because, you know, like for a big Harry Potter fan, they might be like, oh, but we want to call them Muggles. Yeah. But would you prefer to call them Muggles, or do you think
I like it? I wasn't keen on it, but now I like it.
I like it. I
wasn't keen on it, but now I've seen the film, it does work very well.
Because there was an uproar about it.
Whilst they're at the bank, the Niffler escapes, blah, 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 loads of drama ensues, and he meets a witch called Tina, who used to be an Aura, but something happened, and you find out about later on that made her become demoted from an Aura. So she decides to take Newt in, thinking that she's going to get a bit more, like...
Tina?
Yeah. Meets a witch there called Tina, who is outside watching the Salem witch trial sort of like protest. And she used to be an Aura and has been demoted due to sort of like a bit. I think she's a bit heavy-handed in a case, wasn't she? Basically,
yeah, she gets a bit too involved.
And she decides to take him in to the president, Madam President, of the the Witches and Wizard Council, to try and gain a bit more favour, I guess, and perhaps potentially get her job back.
But they're not interested.
They're not interested at all. But in you also meet her sister, and you're following Colin Farrell's character, who is a character called Graves, who is a...
Yeah, we got a first glimpse of him.
Yeah, who you see is... who you believe to be a sort of corrupt police officer, like a wizard police officer. But in the end, turns out...
we're going straight into that AHOY. We're going straight to that spoiler, are we?
Yeah, so he turns out to be Grindelwald. There is spoilers. I did say there was going to be spoilers.
Yeah, but I thought you were going to...
He turns out to be Grindelwald, which I thought was a very good twist, and I wasn't expecting it at all.
No. I knew that Johnny Depp... I didn't know that Johnny Depp was going to be in this.
No, I knew he was in it, but I knew he was in it for seconds, and that shot at the beginning of the film, the back of his head, I thought that was all he was in it for. So when I got told he was in it, and he was in it for seconds, I thought that shot at the beginning of the film was that, and I was like, oh, that's Johnny Depp then. We've seen the back of Johnny Depp's head. I never for a second thought that Graves was going to be Grindelwald.
It's quite cool, because obviously in the next one we're going to get Dumbledore, but we don't know... We don't know who's going to play him.
There's loads of things I loved about it. There's not much I didn't like about it, actually. I really loved like all the little the Harry Potter links and things like that, and just like sort of that stuff. You felt like you were in a little club, didn't you? Knowing like certain things.
I knew something.
One of the lines I liked when she says, "Oh, are you a seeker?" and he says, "Oh, I'm more of a chaser, actually." And I was just like.
That was good.
And like Nifflers, we were already familiar with Nifflers because they featured in one of Hagrid's what are you doing down there? Magical creatures lessons. So I was already familiar with that. And they mentioned Dumbledore. I was actually in the toilet when they mentioned Dumbledore, so that's quite annoying.
But only very, like... So they're interviewing... Or not interviewing, they're questioning Newt. And then he just says, why did Albus Dumbledore, like, was so fond of you and kept you around? So I don't know, really. And that was it. That's the only mention of Albus you get.
Eddie Redmayne is amazing in it. He's really,
awesome.
Really good. David's a big Eddie Redmayne fan anyway. After Les Mis, you're very fond of him in that as well. He is brilliant in it. He brings so much like likeableness to the character of Newt.
But to somebody who comes across very awkward...
He wasn't as awkward as I thought he was going to be. I thought he was going to be much more awkward. When I'd heard... I remember watching Eddie Redmayne be interviewed, and he was saying, oh, he's very awkward and socially inept and things like that. And that is obvious, like when he's talking to the animals and when he's down in his little shed, which is an amazing bit as well. So he goes into his suitcase.
Oh, that's the best.
And he's got a
film.
World down there.
It's
and
just
I remember,
like another universe. It's incredible.
He's got the effects and things like that. It's just amazing. He keeps all his animals down there, and like you come into a shed and then you go out of the shed into this massive like world, and it's got loads of different like there's a snow bit in it, and there's a like a plain like a desert bit and things like that. It's just amazing. It's really, really
it's
wonderful.
very, very funny.
Really funny bits.
We was
I really
often
liked
not
the
lolling,
character
wasn't we?
Jacob Kowalski. He's got a lot of the Nomad. He's got a lot of really funny lines. And Queenie, so that's Tina's sister, who turns out to be a love interest for
Jacob.
Do you feel like there's love between Newt and Tina at the end?
Yeah, that annoyed me a bit. Because
if I've got to say anything that annoyed me, and it didn't annoy me, I was just like, you don't have to match all these four people together.
A lot of these, like there was another film that we watched that there was no love interest right at all, but at the end of this, I can't remember what film it was, but at the end, they kiss. And we were both like, why did they kiss? There was nothing there with them at all. Yeah. And this is a bit the same. Like, they don't
people,
kiss.
2 boys and 2 girls, so you've all got to go out with each other at the end.
They don't kiss, but there's a bit like a...
He says, can I come back and see you, basically? Because he's getting a book published. And he says, can I deliver it? I don't know, maybe... I mean, because there wasn't any chance that they was going to kiss, so maybe it was just more of a friendship thing. Maybe we're thinking about a bit too much into it. No, I felt like we were led to believe.
I don't know. We'll find out in the next film that they've got a kid together.
When does the next film come out?
I think it's 2019.
No! I thought you were going to say next year.
No, what would it be next year?
Because I thought that's what it was going to be.
Well, they haven't even finished casting, or they would have announced it if it was next year. It'll probably be like Bond, or like... Well, how often do the Harry Potters come out? How often were they spread out?
Like one a year, I think.
No.
I'm almost certain they were. Maybe they were.
That's why they're so rubbish compared to Fantastic Beasts.
They're not rubbish compared to it, but I do think Fantastic Beasts... what you've got to remember is that Fantastic Beasts is done now, and like they can do things a lot better. Not that the Harry Potter films were bad or anything, but there's so much new content in there as well, which are things that I love. So like you get to find out much more about the American magic system, which is much more hardcore. They're much more into sort of like punishing, aren't they, than what it seems like at the Ministry at Magic in the UK.
And what I like is that how the Wizarding World in the 1920s is also the same as the Wizarding World in the 20th century. They haven't really come much further on, have they?
No, they haven't really, if you think about that. Yeah. Do you know what else I was impressed of? I liked seeing adult wizards using magic, because in Harry Potter, obviously, it's all based on kids, and you see lots of kids, and the only magic you see by adults is either when they're battling or when they're teaching. So 2 different but to see Newt,
that's a very good point.
I think Newt was a really good, and I like the way he held his wand in his mouth, for instance, and it was much more casual, because you're seeing it in more of a...
And when you go to the sisters' flat and they're making dinner, and they've got like ironing going on in the background. Yeah, that is good. That's a very good point.
I really like that.
Yeah, that is.
Also, I like the whole look of it. Like it was set, like we said, it was set in the 20s, and it's very. When I was watching it, I was thinking, this is very Gatsby. There's a part in it where they go to a sort of like underground club, and there's an elf singing. I think she's an elf. And
definitely.
it's really Gatsby-esque, and I really like that. It just looks
Star Wars.
Beautiful. It just looks amazing.
Yeah, it was beautiful. It was very good.
It was really, really very good. I want to go and watch it again.
Because we went to see Moana as well.
We saw Moana today. Yeah. The Disney film. It was amazing.
So I'd probably
2 really good films back to back.
And we barely go to the cinema, do we?
Yeah, we haven't been. We used to go loads, and we are going to go more in the new year, but we just hadn't been for a long, long time, and we saw 2 fucking brilliant films. I almost didn't swear, and I went... fucking brilliant films back to back. But yeah, so Fantastic Beasts and Where's Fun. I think that's everything we wanted to mention. Just how much we enjoyed it. Bits in particular we enjoyed. The Niffler.
Yeah, just the suitcase is...
The suitcase is amazing.
It's by far just... it's worth it just for that.
Yeah.
Like...
I can't wait to see what else they'll do with it. I love the fact that she's been given sort of like creative license to just do this whole new stuff, and the fact that it's going to link in with... Excuse me. with the Harry Potter world that we know.
Yeah.
I just think it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I just hope... Yeah, it should open up to a whole new world, which has been long overdue. Because, it's obviously clearly so much more than Harry Potter.
And I'm so glad...
Not that I haven't got anything against Harry Potter.
I'm really, really glad I didn't find out what happened before I went, but I will be reading the screenplay now. I'm going to buy this... Well, I can't say.
Yeah, and it's maybe for somebody who liked Harry Potter, I want to find out more... Not necessarily about Harry Potter, but I want to find out more about that world now. I want to find out more about all the past stories, and about Albus Dumbledore, and more about old what's his name, the Johnny Depp guy? Grindelwald and Voldemort. So
Grindelwald's story is touched upon in the last book.
Yeah.
But we're going to find out more about him and his sort of
And Johnny Depp didn't look like a Johnny Depp character that you normally see, which was a right refreshing change. Someone said they didn't even know it was Johnny Depp. Yeah, I think, was that your dad?
No, my dad knew Johnny Depp was in it. Maybe it was my mum. They didn't know it was Johnny Depp.
Yes, it was your mum. Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was great, and I would urge people to go and see it. Like, I really would. Even if you're not into Harry Potter, I think as a whole, it's a really good...
Because it might get you into Harry Potter.
Yeah, I think it's a really good... I just think it looks great. The acting in it is wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't even mention Credence, the guy...
Yeah, actually, to be fair, we kind of stopped talking about the film after the bank and after actually going into the Beast bit.
But I think that's what the people want, isn't it? They just want a casual conversation between the two of us.
Yeah, exactly. You just want to hear us talk.
It's Vlogmas Day 13. Everyone's sick of the sight of us by now.
No, sorry.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. But that's it. So that's just a little chat about Fantastic Beasts and where to find them. We both really loved it. How many stars?
5.
Do you do high fives? 5 stars? Yeah!
5 stars.
You always do quite hard high fives and hurt me.
Well, don't high five me then. But you've got to get the noise. If you just go, they don't want to see that shit. They want to see a...
I think that's the first time you said shit.
Poo. They want to see manly high fives and they want to hear it. They want to hear the 5-5.
5-5. Anyway, that's it from us. Thanks very much. We'll see you again next week because we're going to film 2 videos. We're going to film a video about Christmas films and our Christmas Q&A.
Yeah. So just keep on bringing your questions in.
Keep on bringing your questions in. I'll link the video to the Q&A announcement down below. And we'll see you all again soon for another Vlogmas video. Goodbye.
Bye.